Good morning and welcome. It is Wednesday, March 4, 2026. You are listening to Opening Bell Radio, the place where markets meet mindfulness. I am your host and I am glad you are here. Let's begin as we always do, just a breath in and a long, slow breath out. It is Wednesday, and what a week it's been so far. Geopolitical tensions erupted over the weekend, and markets reacted with the kind of volatility we haven't seen in months. Yesterday, on March 3rd, Indian markets were closed for Holi, a day of color, celebration, and rest. While the world kept moving, oil prices climbed higher, global markets digested the conflict, and today we return to catch up, to assess, and to trade with clarity. So let's sit back, breathe, and walk through these markets together. The last trading session in India was Monday, March 2nd, and it was a tough one. The Nifty 50 closed at 24,865.70, down by 312.95 points or 1.24%. The Sensex settled at 80,238.85, a loss of 1,048.34 points or 1.29%. Mid-caps were hit even harder. The Nifty Mid-Cap 100 plunged 1.58% to 58,180.50. Breadth was extremely negative. On the Nifty, only 8 stocks advanced while 42 declined. A session of broad-based selling. Some sectoral movers on Monday are oil drilling was the star, surging 4.70%, directly benefiting from the spike in crude prices. Shipbuilding followed up 4.18%. On the losing side, air transport crashed 6.28%, airlines getting hammered by fuel cost concerns. Education fell 4.80%. Banking was weak. The bank Nifty fell 1.14% to 59,839.65. Volatility exploded on Monday. The India VIX skyrocketed to 17.13, up by 25.04% in a single session. That's fear, plain and simple. So, Monday was a risk off session driven by geopolitics, and now, after a holiday, we pick up where we left off. Before we look at global markets, let's understand what triggered all this. Over the weekend, the United States and Israel launched large scale military strikes on Iran. Reports indicate that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in the attacks. President Trump claimed that 9 Iranian naval vessels were destroyed and sunk, and that Iran's naval headquarters was largely taken out. Iran retaliated immediately. They launched missile and drone attacks on multiple countries hosting US military facilities, including the UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq, and Syria. Some key developments that we are going to see: the Strait of Hormuz, though with 20% of the world's oil passes, has been effectively closed. Iran's Revolutionary Guards warned ships that strait is unsafe. Oil tanker traffic has halted. Airspace across the Middle East has been partially or fully closed. Over 19,000 flights were delayed or cancelled globally, the biggest disruption since COVID. The UAE reported intercepting 136 ballistic missiles and 209 drones. This is a major escalation, and markets are responding accordingly. Why India celebrated Holi on Tuesday, global markets continued to trade. In the US, Tuesday was a volatile session. S&P 500 fell further, drawn down about 0.8%. Dow Jones dropped 1.2%. Nasdaq was down 0.6%. In Europe, it was worse. DAX dropped over 2.5% on Monday and extended losses Tuesday. FTSE 100 fell 1.3%. In Asia on Tuesday, Japan's Nikkei 225 fell 2.4%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropped nearly 2.1%, and Australia's ASX 200 was flat. So, global markets remained in full risk-off mode through Tuesday. The only bright spots oil, defense, and gold. That is a safe haven. Oil continues to be story. Brent crude surged as high as $82.37 per barrel on Monday, the highest since January 2025. By Tuesday, it has pulled back slightly to around $79 to $80, but that's still a massive jump. West Texas Intermediate rose to $71.68 after touching $75.33, the highest since June 2025. Why? The Strait of Hormuz handles about 15 million barrels of crude oil daily, roughly 20% of global consumption. With the strait effectively closed, that supply is now offline. Some analysts project that Citibank Brent likely to trade $80 to $90 this week in a prolonged conflict of $120 is possible. OPEC Plus agreed to increase production by 206,000 barrels per day for April, but analysts say that won't help if the strait remains closed. It's about shipping routes, not spare capacity. This conflict is creating clear winners and losers across sectors. Name of the winners and the sectors of the winners are energy companies, defense stocks, and precious metals. In the energy companies, US majors like Exxon, Chevron hitting records, European giants like Shell, Total Energies, BP, and Asian players like PetroChina as oil. On the defense stock side, US primes like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and European defense Rheinmetall BAE Systems. Some precious metals like gold and silver, traditional safe havens. Tata Gold ETF jumped 5.13% on Monday to 16.9. Nippon India Silver ETF surged 8.64% to 274.65. On the losing side, airlines and travel, fuel costs are spiking. Middle East carriers like Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways have cancelled 30 to 40% of the flights. Air India, Indigo suspended Middle East routes. Tech and cyclicals rising energy prices are a tax on growth. Strategists expect continued selling in tech and industrial stocks. Let's do a technical tour of Nifty 50. Let's look at the Nifty's technical landscape based on Monday's close since that's our last print. Pivot point is at 25,265.45. R1 is at 25,389 and R2 is at 25,600. S1 is at 25,054.50 and S2 is at 24,930.35. The index closed at 24,865, well below the pivot and near the S2 support zone. Nifty is trading below all key moving averages 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 and 200 day. The 200 day SMA is at 25,347 and we are nearly 500 points below it. RSI is at 35.48, neutral but approaching oversold territory. MACD is bearish at 67.86, a strong sell signal. Stochastic RSI is at 4.59, deeply oversold. WIIR Willer is at minus 81.35, also oversold. So, what's the message? The technical are bearish in the short term, but oversold conditions suggest a bounce could come at any time. Watch 24,700 to 24,800 for support. A break below could accelerate selling. Today, on Wednesday, March 4, we have several important data releases already released yesterday while we were closed. Eurozone inflation rate came in at 1.7% as expected. Today, US service PMI final due this evening. Fed Chair Powell testimony always watched for clues on rate policy. Also, oil inventories data from the US will be closely watched given the current situation. Let's look at dividends. On today, March 4, for Naperol investments interim of 30%. If you hold this, check your records. Insider activity on Monday was headlined by a massive transaction in IRFC. IRFC Indian Railway Finance Corporation, promoter the President of India, transferred 22.40 crore shares worth of 2,333 crores. That's over 2,300 crore rupees, a government level transfer. WPL promoter group HSM Investments had an invocation of pledged shares, 8,000 shares worth 31.87 crores. Vishnu Prakash R. Punglia promoter group created a pledge of 57,000 shares, worth of 25.82 crores. Also released a pledge on the same number, 25.74 crores. So a suffer in pledged positions. MSP Steel and Power promoter group bought 1.83 crore shares worth of 5.83 crore. So mixed insider activity, some big government level transfers, some pledged movements, some buying from the employee trusts. A quick look at currencies and crypto as we open Wednesday. Euro USD 1.1686 down 1.1%, dollar strengthening as safe haven. GBP USD 1.3365 down 0.85%. USD JPY 157.71 up by 1.09%. Crypto, interestingly, crypto is rallying despite risk off. Bitcoin $68,998, $68,998 up by 4.91%. Ethereum $2,041 up by 5.25%. Ripple $1,397 up by 3.33%, and Litecoin $54.90 up by 3.18%. So crypto is behaving like a safe haven or at least a hedge against traditional markets. A quick spin through the news wires from the last 2 days. Trump claims 9 Iranian warships sunk. US Central Command says IRGC no longer has a headquarters. 3 US service members killed in operations. UK approved US request to use British bases for defensive operations. Oil and energy, OPEC Plus to increase April output by 206,000 bpd, but markets unfazed, shipping routes matter more. Citigroup, Brent could hit $120 in prolonged conflict. On the airlines, over 19,000 flights delayed, 2,600 cancelled globally. Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways suspend most flights. Air India, Indigo suspend Middle East routes. On the crypto side, US seized $580 million in crypto tied to Chinese crime networks. Fidelity thinks Bitcoin may be leaving its 80% crash days behind. So plenty to digest as we return from holiday. We have covered a lot this Wednesday morning. Numbers, names, labels, deals, news, and now a full-blown geopolitical crisis. But here's what I want you to carry with you today. Markets hate uncertainty, and right now uncertainty is high. The Strait of Hormuz is closed, oil is spiking, flights are cancelled, defenses are mobilizing. But here is the truth. Markets have survived wars before. They'll survive this one too. Today, after a day of rest and celebration, we return to the markets. The best trade might be no trade. The best investment might be patience. The best strategy might be observation. If you are trading, respect your stops. If you are investing, zoom out. Look at the long-term story. If you are learning, watch how the different sectors react to the same news. The week is young, the situation is fluid. We'll be here every day guiding you through it with calm and clarity. So as you move through your Wednesday, move with steadiness. You are informed, you are prepared. Now let the market come to you. Thank you for spending the quiet Wednesday morning with me. This is Opening Bell Radio, the first note to the market for Wednesday, March 4. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same calm. Until then, breathe, stay steady, and remember always invest for the long term.